off this rock. It's that's that alternative trap.
Yo, I was about to say, you got some lyrics right now with the beat? That shit's nice.
You see it?
That shit's nice. I like it. Definitely like that.
You like that? Kind of like a go happy-go-lucky type deal. All right? Gonna be a good day, yo. All right. Welcome to the Fellas Corner podcast, where we talk about news, entertainment, and everything and all the above in the world. What's up, OG?
Yo, what's good, D? How's the life? How's the day going?
Life is great. Life is going, and life is productive. How about you?
It's good. Winter's done. I'm calling right here first. Nobody told me to say this. No meteorologist is going to text me or do anything and say, hey, you're out of line. I'm telling you right now, winter's over. Winter's done.
The weather is getting warm. I actually went for a walk today.
Yeah? That's how you know winter's done. Would you have done it like 2-3 weeks ago?
I wouldn't have done it 2-3 weeks ago. I can tell you that right now.
Yo, we got a dog. I can't remember the last time we took her outside of our backyard.
Yeah.
You know?
I actually like walking with the baby and just walking, just chilling.
Yeah.
Nice and relaxing. You don't have to worry about anything. It's just nice and comforting.
Yeah. On top of that, it's not cold where, like I'm not saying that the baby's going to not be like tightly knit and all that, but you don't want to take the baby out if it's too cold. Right now, it's not that bad. You know, it's not that bad
at all. Not that bad at all. So we got a jam-packed show today. We're going to talk about Meghan Markle. OG want to talk about that All-Star game, which I thought was whack. Who's the top 3 in the NBA right now?
I'm going to give you 3 things that will change your mind when I bring it up. I don't know.
Top 3 in the NBA. He still, in his mind, think there's LeBron James. And we're going to talk about other things, too. But first thing we got to talk about, that Meghan Markle, man.
She's coming out as becoming like the face of anti-royalty right now. Like since Diana, but then again, Diana was more because Prince Charles cheated on her. So she was, I don't want to be a part of it. I want to be out of this whole thing. Meghan is doing a little bit different. She's like the anti-royalty.
You know, back in the day, they used to kill them by spilling the tea. Like that war. You know, the Boston Tea Party?
Yeah.
They spilled the tea?
Yeah.
Meghan Markle spilling the tea right now.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
Like, let me let you hear something about the interview.
When I was pregnant, all around this same time. So we have in tandem the conversation of he won't be given security. He's not going to be given a title. And also concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
And
who is having that conversation with you? What?
So,
there is a conversation. Hold up.
There's
Stop
several
right now.
there are several conversations.
There's a
about
conversation with you
with Harry
about how dark your baby is going to be.
So that's the thing. So shout out to Oprah. That's one thing you have to do. Shout out to Oprah for having this crazy interview. This is a great interview. So I always say this: when you embark in an interracial relationship, it's always going to be that what if, what's going to happen if you have a child by the person, what's going to happen? Are they going to accept them on the other side? And being a person who's been in an interracial relationship, those what ifs is really reality for a lot of people. Not just me, not just Meghan Markle. It is a reality to a lot of people, and a lot of people don't realize that what type of reality it is. If they have a biracial child or something like that. So it's crazy. It's almost like a lot of people don't understand how that could affect the child.
Yeah, definitely.
So and if you look at Meghan Markle, she is, the kid's going to be, it's like quarter black. And the kid is as white as can be.
Yeah, exactly. Let me take a step back real quick. So like you said, shout out to Oprah. Yeah, there's 2 scenes in all of TV that just pops out in my brain, right? The first one was, remember the movie Home Alone where Macaulay Culkin put that shaving thing on his face?
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, Daniel Kaluuya, if I'm pronouncing his name correct, in Get Out, the movie, where he's in that chair and then the tears goes down his eye.
Oh, yeah. When he had to pick the cotton.
Yeah.
Symbolic.
Symbolic, exactly. And this part where Oprah said, what? The reason for this is that Oprah actually seemed surprised. I mean, like, I wasn't surprised.
It was one of those interviews that obviously is bound to happen. A lot of rumblings. We all knew it was something up with the royal family. Like, think about what Princess Diana. They did not come to her defense when the whole tabloid was going all crazy on her, especially with the cheating scandals. Keep in mind, Prince, the prince, so-called prince, had an affair as well. Then obviously her with the bodyguard. She was leaving the tabloids. She was trying to evade the tabloid when she died and crashed.
That's right, yeah.
So
that's right, yeah.
we all know when, and I always say this, it's just rich white folks being rich white folks.
Yeah.
And obviously
British rich white folks.
So what you thought was going to happen? Meghan should, I always say Meghan probably should have known, but love is love. So what happened is she probably was a little naive of what's going to happen. Of course, you're the first one who was black in the whole family. And then obviously things like that was going to occur. And I always say this, and I saw it about Trading Places. They ain't going to make a black folk run the world. When it comes to that,
no. I mean, the other thing too is that she was married to Harry, which was the younger brother of William, which is the son of Prince Charles. You know, obviously the eldest of Queen Elizabeth. So it wasn't like she was like he was the first oldest son that was in line. You know, to eventually become like in tradition only. The king, you know, Prince, you know, so it wasn't like Harry was getting the respect that he deserved because he was like, like I think I read something that like he's like the seventh in line, you know, to the throne. You know, so, and let me just throw this out there, and I didn't know this until further research, is that Queen Elizabeth is actually the daughter of the second youngest son. You know, I mean, there's more history you got to read about it, but the eldest son actually was in royalty or had the throne, but then stuff happens with another woman from another country, you know, and then the second son, he ended up taking over as the throne. So it's like all in like, it just ended up happening. It just in terms of timing and all of that. So
I just don't, and I always say this, and I know it's a tradition for to have a king and a queen, but what do they really do for their country?
It's a name. It's a name only. Really.
It's more of I feel like it's more just a tradition than anything.
Tradition, yeah.
So
much,
as I said before, you know, I kind of figured this was gonna happen.
It's like you know, and I don't mean any disrespect by saying this, but it's like Pope John Paul. It's like. He comes to the United States and he was like in one of like the parade that we had with the bulletproof casing and all of that. In the United States, we just look at him in name only. Now, in Vatican, he's very important overall, but in the United States, we just look at him as like in name only when he comes to visit. You know, he deserves a lot more respect, but we just look at him in name only. I think we look at Queen Elizabeth the same thing. She's the queen, but we just look at it in tradition's sake that she's the name that has that monarchy, that tradition that goes way back years ago.
And then Pierre Morgan, you know Pierre Morgan?
No.
Pierre, whatever his name is, he got so pissed. Let me let you hear this real quick. Pierre Morgan, he got so ticked that they called him out on because he was bashing Meghan.
Way to explain, not to you, but to so many people on why what is being said is so wrong.
Right.
I've walked into institutions.
He walked out the set. Walk out the set on his own show.
Person of color,
because he was bashing her.
Covert
it's crazy.
And overt racism on so many occasions. And why the Meghan interview really resonates with me is because an ex-work colleague, not of this show, asked me if I was worried about the shade of cocoa that my son was going to come out.
Right.
Shade of cocoa.
So I fully...
So I always say this: is rich people doing rich people things? Is rich folks been racist for a while, and it could be one of those things that they don't know that they're racist, but you know, it's one of those things that rich folks is racist. Think about NFL.
Yeah.
There's not that much black owners. We have a lot of rich folks that are black.
No black owners.
No black owners.
There's one minority owner for the Jacksonville Jaguars,
and that's it.
Khan.
Khan. What about NBA?
Well, Jordan is really the only one.
Jordan's the only one. Yeah. And look how he had to be the GOAT just to become an owner. Think about baseball. You ever see a black owner? Think about it. Rich people been this way for a while. Yeah. And it's not gonna look. And I even had Papa John's over here. Remember Papa John's,
the pizza place,
the pizza, the CLP.
Didn't he end up? I guess forced to
resign because he said the N word. Do you know that he still in his mind still think that he was the victim? He said he took 2 years to get the N word out of his system.
What?
He took literally 2 years to get the N word out of his system.
Train himself not to say it.
Train himself not to say it. He blames other people for getting him out the board.
Really.
Yeah, really. Hey, to the point that he blamed other people, and he still doesn't understand why he was actually out of the board because he said the N word.
I mean, it really kind of goes way back when and this is exactly what it is when Donald Trump became the president. It's kind of like he said what everybody was thinking a lot of the times, and at that point, anybody that had any type of internal racism was able to kind of say, well, Donald Trump just says whatever he wants.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't mean it.
Yeah,
he doesn't do
it. He
it.
just says it, and it's like, I could do it too. You know, the president says it.
So just said it. It doesn't mean it. I could say it. So and you know, the funny thing is a lot of people who obviously voted for Donald Trump, in their mind, they still think that they're not racist in any type of way. I'm not saying that everybody is racist, but at the end of the day, you do follow his thoughts.
Look at the insurrection back in the 6th, I believe. Right?
Yeah, they still follow his thought, but in their mind, he's not racist. Even though so many racism had occurred, so many things that him not having blacks in the Trump tire, or he's not paying the Mexican workers the right way. But hey, as I said, rich folks being rich folks, exactly what it is. Rich folks being rich folks. But back to Meghan Markle, it's very embarrassing that a royal family kind of in this regards will really do something like that. To the point that she was trying to commit suicide or wanted to commit suicide. Yeah. And then I remember for the last couple of years, they was bashing her because, Prince Harry, and the funny thing is a lot of dudes will not even block the ex-girlfriend. But Prince Harry bounced.
Yeah, he left his whole family behind. His grandmother, the brother, the dad, uncles, aunts, all of them. He just said, "Hey, I'm going this way." Yep. So now they're now living in the United States now.
Yep.
Point,
and then
right?
I believe they want their kids to become a United States citizen. The second one, because she's pregnant right now.
She's pregnant right
obviously,
now. Obviously,
she's still good. They're still rich. Obviously, now they're in the United States. They kind of strip away their duties as a royal family. But this was a shout out to Oprah for actually giving the light to this, and I'm pretty sure you're not going to hear nothing from the royal family at all, because at the end of the day they're gonna.
No. Queen Elizabeth came out today and she said she's gonna look into it, or she said
look into it.
She's obviously like distraught over that kind of statement.
You know what that is?
That's going on in the royal family.
That's like HR saying they're gonna look into the incident. When you say you hate your manager saying crazy stuff, HR, I'm gonna look into it.
Yeah, it's your word versus his word,
exactly,
or her word.
Exactly.
And now they're gonna investigate and then eventually see what they come with.
At a time right now when words really does matter, they just actually canceled Pepe Le Pew for bullying. And you got Dr. Seuss.
What? I know about the Dr. Seuss one. I know that. And I don't remember. I'll tell you straight. I remember the green eggs and ham and Sam I Am and all
Sam
that.
I Am, Greek eggs and ham.
Yeah, like in school, I wasn't really into the Dr. Seuss. I'll tell you straight.
I wasn't into it.
I don't know why that's
so popular. It was all right. But
what part of it? What which one? The only one.
I don't even know.
The only one that I remember liking was the Grinch that stole Christmas. That was it.
Listen,
first I thought the cartoons were creepy looking.
Yep.
I really thought they were. They weren't. The stories wasn't interesting at all. Like in second grade, I remember like it was yesterday, and I remember this as a fact. It was second grade. I remember we were like on the rug. The teacher was reading some type of book by Dr. Seuss. I wasn't paying attention, and then she grabbed another book, and it was Curious George. And then she read, and I got into it. I was like, oh shit, this is interesting.
But
ever since that, I never cared one thing about.
The funny thing is, there's so many cancel culture right now about Dr. Seuss, Pepe Le Pew, the Potato Head.
There's a Potato Head.
Was it Aunt Jemima?
That one goes further back because that did have a lot of racial,
But soon as we talk about taxing the multimillionaires, over 20 million people who make a lot of money, it's they just say no, we don't want to do that. Knowing that they can help out a lot of Americans, a lot of workers, they still don't want to do it. But hey, Hey, go ahead. I get it. I get cancel culture. I get what you're trying to do, try to wipe away all the craziness, but you got to do the right thing, man. As I said before, cancel Dr. Seuss, cancel all
They said that there is some type of racism in it. I don't know if it's a design Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, but, you know, at the end of the day, there's racism in a lot of things. There's a lot of things with racism. It's, think about right now, I could guarantee you if I put on an application that I'm Caucasian and one on the black, I guarantee the Caucasian get a phone call first. And that's
yeah, they did stats.
Yeah,
so on that. That's legit.
That's legit. So we don't got time for this. Well, bravo to Meghan Markle. Bravo to Oprah. Bravo to Prince Harry for bouncing the royal and going. Like people can't even block the ex.
I didn't finish the interview, so I didn't get to the point where he talked. But I'll tell you straight up, I haven't heard him in anything.
Nah.
I don't know what the dude sounds like.
I know. I heard him in a couple of things. He
Really?
does a lot of peaceful
like.
things. I remember, as I said before, when Princess Diana died, I was very young. But I know she was a lot of tabloid. A lot of people said she was like a swinger one time.
Diana?
But obviously because it's tabloids, they used to thought that she was like,
lies.
it was all lies. But at the end of the day, I didn't hear not one. I didn't even know they had a queen until after the fact.
Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah, I didn't know it was a big thing over there that to have a queen till after the fact.
Like she's still queen of like Canada and all other countries out there in name only.
As I said before, that's a tradition. Yeah. I know they have a prime minister, so it's a tradition. And
yeah, COVID too.
I still don't understand what do they do in per se besides getting on. They have a lot of money. She's worth over about $200 million.
Queen Elizabeth the second?
A lot of money. 150 to 200 million, I believe. I think I checked it a couple of weeks ago. She's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I don't know how she got that much money, but
well, I mean, it
says all land, but what did she do to get all that?
Probably she gets a cut of taxes. You know?
That's what I'm saying. What did she do?
Where you pay taxes, there's like a good probably 2% that probably goes to the Windsor family.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What did the
they don't do nothing. I think what she does do in certain churches, because I think the Catholic, you know, she like leads mass or she speaks and
gosh,
you know,
I do understand the Pope.
She's symbolic.
I understand the Pope because he's supposed to be available for a lot of people.
Yeah,
I get it. I get the Pope. It's almost like when what's your pastor and your minister.
Voted in too.
Yeah,
Peter's not voted in.
Yeah, because you think about it, I get with the pastor and the minister because obviously the pastor not supposed to work and you supposed to tithes and offerings supposed to help him out so he could stay in the church for a lot of people's blessings and things like that, but. I don't know what the queen does, and all respect to her and her family, I just don't understand what you do in life.
Yeah,
and I don't know why you're rich, and it's confusing me.
Yeah,
just like I don't know why a lot of presidents become rich afterwards. They really
that is true, but like I remember Bill Clinton after he left office. He was getting like I think it was like 100,000 or 200,000 like an appearance, you know, in certain colleges.
It's crazy how they get a lot of money. I know
he made more money after.
I even heard that some president their debt is wiped away. Certain parts of their debt is wiped away, which is crazy.
I didn't even get the debt to begin with. I did hear something with Donald Trump. Some like Chicago company gave him a loan. And then they forgave the loan $100 million of the $150 million. So there's a lot of debt. So I don't know, speculation.
The mysteries of America and mysteries of life in general. I just don't get it. But hey,
did you ever watch the show Suits that Meghan was on?
No.
You never seen it?
You know, I never knew who Meghan was until this whole
she was
Prince
on Horrible
Harry.
Bosses. Do you remember? Do you watch Horrible Bosses?
Nah. I know the movie. I just never.
Funny ass movie.
Yeah, it got to be funny enough for me to watch it.
You like Jason Bateman, don't you?
Yeah, she's all right. He's all right. You ever watch? Did you watch it Coming to America?
Colin Farrell, I think, is in it too.
Yeah. You watch Coming to America?
The first or the second?
Second.
No. I know it came out a couple of days ago. You watch it already?
Yeah, watch it. It's in Prime.
Oh, really?
It's in Prime.
Yeah, but I don't got Prime.
Yeah, you go get you. You on my Prime login, man?
What the hell? What is it? $13 a month?
I got login. Login is in my joint.
I'm saying I don't buy enough stuff on Amazon to pay $13 a month.
I buy a lot of stuff on Amazon.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the second person that said that to me this weekend. It's funny. We had a similar conversation.
Yeah, I buy a lot.
It wasn't about Coming to America. It was.
It's cheaper.
Tom and Jerry. It was actually like.
Oh, Tom and Jerry's in HBO though.
No. What she told me, she said it's on Prime. She said Tom. Oh, maybe she was wrong, but she said something about Prime.
Coming to America was all right. Yeah. I like the first one better, but this is more of like a star-studded. You know, black don't crack. I can tell you that right
Absolutely.
now. Black do not.
Look how
crack.
great Denzel and Will Smith look.
Well, I'm talking about the women. I don't know. I don't know how great Denzel.
I could go with the women. I could go with the women.
They look old to me. So like Denzel and Will Smith. Yeah, Will Smith look kind of young.
Yeah, He's
Kinda-
over
kinda
50.
young.
You know that, right?
Oh, yes? Oh.
Oh, absolutely. Like when he was in his 50th birthday, he did a bungee cord jump that he recorded, on September something. He did, you know. Oh, yeah. Tina Turner looks fabulous, and I think she's like in her mid 70s.
True.
Tina Turner,
Man,
her
you ever
70s.
saw what
Mary
Love
J.
Gotta Do
Blige looks great.
Well, you ever saw What Love Got to Do with Tina Turner?
Not Tina Turner. It was the
With
other
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Tay Diggs, right? Tay Diggs was the dude.
No.
Tay
So Lawrence Fishburne. You get Tay Diggs from.
How Stella got her groove back?
No, I'm talking about What Love Got to Do.
Oh,
What you got?
yeah.
How Stella got
As
a
you
groove
said
back.
that, I'm thinking how Stella got a correction. So you're probably right. Stella got was Angela Bassett and Tay Diggs.
Yeah, I'm not talking about. You're talking about Tina Turner. What Love Got to Do with it?
No, I didn't see. Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence
No, I didn't see
Fishburne
that.
was Ike. Tina Turner
Oh
was
yeah,
Angela Bassett.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
same dude that played the father in Jackson 5.
No, what are you talking about, man?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence
right?
Fishburne is Morpheus in Matrix.
Continue.
The guy who played Jackson is like, I know who he is, but he's not
you're right.
he's like a kind of like a
You're
no
right.
name.
I agree. I just played it in my head. You're right. Go ahead. So go ahead, continue with your movie.
I'm just saying that was a good movie,
Okay, yeah.
a classic. You got to watch it. Obviously, you didn't watch it. Watch
No,
it.
I told you that from the beginning. I didn't watch it. I told you that from the beginning.
I don't even know how you got the guy from Michael Jackson. You went from How Stella Got a Groove back to Michael Jackson 5 back
to like an imposter of Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know you talking about. But he's
they look similar though.
He was in what movie that guy was in? Ooh, I don't even know.
Yeah, but he's been in more than one movie.
He's been in more than one,
He
but
looks familiar.
he wasn't like, he's not Lawrence Fishburne.
No, he's not. He just looks like
Lawrence
him a little
Fishburne been in a lot of other movies. He was in Boys in the Hood. He was in I obviously What Love Got to Do with It. He was in
Boys in the Hood,
was it Higher Learning? Was he in Higher Learning? I don't know, but he was, and then Matrix was his big one. And then obviously he have other stuff. So he was in John Wick, for God's sake.
Yeah, he was.
So so Lawrence Fishburne was a big one.
Mm-hmm.
You can't confuse him with that guy.
No, just
Angela Bassett. Hey, I'd love to get me some Angela Bassett.
she does look hot.
She banging, man.
Yeah, but so she's in both movies then.
She was in.
Since how Stella got her groove back.
Yeah, she's in both movies. Tay Diggs. That's how people got introduced to Tay Diggs' black ass.
From
Also got a groove back.
yeah, he was in Empire too. You didn't watch the series though. You did a good job.
See, I know he was in Empire, but I didn't watch that particular series. I did watch the Tyreek one, but other than that, I didn't watch really the other one.
What Tyreek one?
The one that
Baby Boy?
Tyreek from not Empire from I know Empire. Now I'm confused. Now you make me confused from freaking Power.
Power. Oh, Tyreek. Oh, the son.
Yeah.
I got you.
I watched Empire, but I never watched the couple of last seasons.
Oh, so you never got to the part where Tay Diggs was
because
in it?
it was kind of getting whack.
It's like he became the boyfriend of Taraji P.
A Cookie.
Yeah, Cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he became the new boyfriend.
Oh, he was a lawyer.
He was a lawyer.
Oh, I
yeah.
saw that one.
But so going back to Black Don't Crack, his mom, you didn't get to that part. His mom, and she excellent performance, outstanding. Patricia Rashad.
Huh?
From
She bad.
obviously Cosby.
Yeah, she's
You know
bad.
what I'm saying? Cosby is another.
Wasn't one of the Cosby girls was in the porno?
No, you're thinking about Family Matters.
Yeah.
The younger daughter, she was on porn. Yeah, the younger one.
She was a little.
I forgot the name of the show, but I know who you're talking about. Not Kelly Williams was the older one, which was Steve Urkel's. What the hell's her name on the show? But Kelly Williams is her real name.
Little porno action.
Yeah, the younger chick.
Even
yeah.
like speaking of Lauren Fishburne's daughter was in porn too.
She was. But I don't think it was. I don't know what the difference is, but she wasn't in hardcore porn.
What's the difference? Insertion.
You know what I think the
the
difference
same
is?
thing.
Is that like so? I hope my mom and dad ain't watching. But anyway, if you go if you go on Showtime and HBO, they have like these like night light type of sensual like relationships. You know what I mean?
But it's still porn, but
it's
you
still
just
porn,
can't
but
see stuff.
you can't see stuff. And what happened? You see like the breasts, you see all of that. You see like all that, you know what I mean, grunging and all of that, but you don't. And I think that's what she did. She did that type of porn.
Wow.
And shit's not in, but you can't tell the difference. But
The other one from Family Matters, it was in.
Oh, she was in. Hers was definitely in. Yeah,
it was in and out.
Yeah.
It was definitely in and out.
Yeah. The other thing about it though, she was out the show quick, so I don't know, like, because she didn't do porn till obviously she was over 18.
She probably wasn't making no money because I'm pretty sure when you get to those shows, you don't make money in the
Yeah,
beginning.
because I remember the show. She was out of the show like at like probably like 12 or something.
Most of those shows, you don't make money till after the fact.
Yeah.
Because think about like Seinfeld and all that stuff. They made millions after the fact.
After the
Because
fact,
all
yeah.
the reruns and
Yeah.
things like Friends and
Yeah.
reruns.
Yeah,
Think like
true.
The Sopranos and reruns, although he died after the fact.
Yeah, that's
But-
true. That's
but
true.
It was a lot of reruns.
Speaking of Sopranos, the son is coming out with the Sopranos movie
Yeah.
as the dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like
Are you going to be the dad?
he's not coming as the dad. He's taking the place of the dad in the movie.
Oh, when is that
Production.
coming?
Well, they started shooting last year, obviously because of the pandemic. They stopped, and maybe at the end of this year. But
I wonder if his mom going to be like she won a lot of Emmys for that damn
oh
Sopranos.
yeah. She also did Orange Is the New Black, I think, right? Is it right? Is that her? Is Orange? Oh no, she was the
Yeah, I don't know.
no, she's not. She's the nurse something.
I don't know.
She did another show.
I know. All I know is Sopranos. I'm still watching Sopranos. I got to finish it up, but it's all right though. So, what else? What about your NBA All-Star that you claim that's going to be the best?
All right, so like I said, I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why this All-Star game was one of the best All-Star games in a long while. Long while.
Give me 3. Give me the first one.
So the first one is that big ups to the NBA. Big ups to what is the commissioner?
Alan Silver.
Thank you. He looks weird when you see him.
Well,
Does he look like he's malnourished a little bit? Like when you see him. Anyway, big ups to him. Is so during the game they were giving actually whoever won each quarter, they were donating money to HBCUs, which was outstanding. So in previous years, you have the winner and the loser. I don't know if there was like any type of winnings at the end of the entire All-Star game, but what was great this year is that they actually donated money to HBCUs. Like we know with the HBCUs, a lot of colleges out there, the main thing, it comes down to funding, right? The difference between them and a higher end university is the fact that higher universities have these large endowments that they have for years. I think Notre Dame, their endowment is like somewhere around like $80 billion or something like that. You know what I mean? It's Florida and Duke and North Carolina. HBCUs is that they don't get the same type of funding that these other college and universities did. So what was great with the NBA All-Star is that there was money that was donated to the team captain of choice. So LeBron was one team captain. Kevin Durant, which he didn't play, he was the other team captain. So that was the first thing, is that there was a purpose to them playing, right?
Okay.
That was number 1. All right. Number 2, the damn All-Star game, years and years and years, always is too long, right? You have Friday. Friday is probably the Rising Stars 3-point contest. Saturday is the dunk contest. And celebrity, I think the celebrity games, right? Okay. And then Sunday is the All-Star. That's 3 days. This was all packed in one day. Friday, whatever you did on Friday where you in the fam, you got to do it. Saturday, whether you worked or you didn't, whatever you had to do, you did it. And then Sunday, you watched everything in one. So that means you got 2 days off from the entire All-Star weekend. Gotta love that, right? Right? You merge everything into one, right?
Go ahead. What's your third?
All right, and the third one is that, it was a good game. It was a really good game. So here's some of the highlights of the All-Star game. And you can't tell me that these are something that's not must-see. LeBron, Steph Curry got to play together. Never have I remember an All-Star game that they had the beef years ago, Cleveland and Golden State. There was like even one point where Steph tried to step up to LeBron a little bit in one of the final. LeBron was like, get the hell out of here. What's wrong with you? They played together. LeBron even went on social media talking about how great of a time he had. That was number 1. Number 2, your boy Kawhi. He went against his boy anyway, PG. They played against each other, right? You're never going to see that ever again. If you're a Celtics fan, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown got to play against each other. The game was a good game. You had threes by Stephon Curry. The last shot, the game-winning shot. The last shot that gave the team LeBron the 170 point. You know who shot it? Dame time. On point.
So let me stop this rhetoric and this annoying ass what the hell he's talking about. So first of all, the first one, this is not the first time they did the HBCU basically donation, because last year they did some sort of donation, not HSBCU, but it did some type of donation. Secondly, were you talking about, what was the last one? It was too long.
No,
the first of all,
that was the second one.
The second one is too long. The reason why it's too long to your eyes, and it's just your eye, it wasn't long at all. It's supposed to be an event. So when people wanted, it's because of the pandemic this year. That's why it wasn't compact.
Yo, the dunk contest was at halftime. It was perfect.
I get it.
I know what you're gonna tell me. The players weren't really like this.
No,
Okay.
I get it. But the reason why you have 3 days, because actually, if you go to the place, if you're in Atlanta, you don't want one day to do a all-star weekend.
Yo, that's not my problem. Yo,
Yeah, that's not your problem. But the viewer don't like that. Because, matter of fact, I know you think that it was good, but a lot of people couldn't see the NBA, the dunk contest, because it was all come back. So people missed the dunk contest.
So your mom is from the Atlanta area?
No, it's not even that, because they go everywhere. But a lot of people missed the dunk contest. I don't know if you noticed that, but it was hard to watch the dunk contest because people missed it. The timing was different. We have an all-star weekend. There's a reason why it was Friday, Rising Star, second one, Celebrity, third, Celebrity dunk contest, 3-point contest, and then Sunday, we have the whole all-star game because it's an event. Just like you don't want to condense the home run derby and the all-star game in baseball. And you don't want to condense, because that's why the reason why Pro Bowl is not that popular in football, because one day, you don't condense that. You want to see your stars for 3 days. Well, because at the end of the day, you're going to miss about 2 weeks of NBA. In the real, if it wasn't prior pandemic, you missed 2 weeks of NBA. Now, you're in a situation that you're going straight to NBA back again. On Thursday is another game. Actually, tomorrow is another game. Mm-hmm. Third, no one cares about people facing each other in All-Star game.
That's why the format was changed, because they got tired of the East and the West.
No, I'm telling you, no one cares if LeBron faced Steph Curry in an All-Star game.
No, they play together.
No one cares if they even play together.
They play together.
They don't play defense as All-Star. Mm-hmm. It's a pointless game. They were shooting so many threes this year that last year was so great because it was down to the wire.
It was a good game. And
this year,
they played the first.
This year was pointless. This year, they didn't even want to play defense. You know why they didn't want to play defense? Because they didn't want to be there.
It's always that.
LeBron said, "I did not want to be there."
That's always a part of it, but the other part of it is that they also don't want to get hurt.
They
don't want to get hurt.
Last year, it was down to the wire.
You told me Devin Booker didn't play. I think he probably...
No, it's not even that. They didn't play defense this year. No one cared this year.
They don't play defense every year.
But last year they played defense. That was a great one. This one was pointless.
You know the funny thing about it? Like, they actually... Team Durant tried.
No,
they just weren't better.
This one, and then
they tried. Team LeBron. These are the play that Team LeBron had. Team LeBron was Giannis. Was LeBron.
They was shooting. They was playing defense. They was shooting the ball. Whoever made the most points, shooting it was good. Secondly,
Giannis scored the most points. He didn't shoot at all. He shot 3, and they were lucky banks.
The dunk contest was horrible.
I'm not going to defend the dunk contest.
Skill contest was horrible.
Obi Toppin, he was good.
The 3-point contest was basically borderline. We already knew who was going to win.
I didn't get online on TV in time to watch it, but I heard it was close.
Exactly what I said. Close. You didn't get on TV on time to watch it because it was too condensed.
I had other shit I had to do.
That's what the problem was.
I heard it was close.
You heard.
Conley,
so
it wasn't?
The way that you just said that it's too long, but you missed stuff. That's not the purpose of All-Star Weekend. Yeah, you missed stuff.
What I'm saying, but Friday and Saturday I got a chance to do other things. That's my point.
You're not an average basketball user. We want the dunk contest on Saturday. We want NBA Star on Sunday.
So if it was 3 days long, you would have been more intrigued to watch it than if it was.
Yes, it would.
If it was 3 days long?
Yes, it would. You know why? Because back in the day, you must have forgot what the Sunday was back in the day when NBA came out.
I remember East and West was always
not even that. Basketball was Sunday. Before football, it was obviously football Sunday.
What do you mean I forgot? You're telling me
Michael Jordan. We used to see Michael Jordan.
You're telling me I forgot Steve Snapper Jones.
Why would you want a condensed day that you might miss something?
I think Ahmad Rashad was part of it on the Sunday.
Why would you want a condensed day that you might miss something?
It's not that I said that it was I'm talking about why this time it was really good.
It wasn't good.
I'm not saying going forward I always want this, but I'm trying to tell you why this was good. It's one thing if you're doing it every year, you're like, damn, Walter. But the fact that
you didn't get
because here's the difference, right? Is that they weren't going to do it, right? There was probably a 50-50 chance they weren't going to do the whole.
You did not give me one reason why it was good this year.
I just gave you a lot of
That's
reasons.
not a good reason. Like that is a horrible reason because it was cadets for 1 year.
It was good.
It was a good game.
It was a good game.
Even though one team got blown up by 20 points.
It's an all-star game. You're not really watching it always for the fact that...
Wait, hold on. Who you watching it for?
You get to see the superstars.
You think I want to watch something like, oh, man, LeBron James and Steph Curry play on the same team.
That's my point.
That's so exciting.
That's why it's the all-star game. Like,
hold on. Why would I care for one day that's Stephon?
Because there's stars in the game that you're watching.
Oh, my God. It's not like they was like playing hard enough to be like, this will be a good combination.
All right, so let me ask you what. You watch the Pro Bowl?
No.
Because you can't see the stars.
No, because it's horrible.
That's what. So if it was always like 30-27, would you watch it more? It's because you can't see the stars as much.
Listen, first of all, what is the best All-Star weekend in all sports?
It's basketball, in my opinion.
So why would you want 1 day of only All-Stars?
So you're telling me that the reason why you don't watch Pro Bowl is because it's only 1 day?
The reason why I watch Pro Bowl is because they don't play at all.
But I'm saying if it was 3 days and then let's say there was like a pass type of who could throw it the furthest. If you had running backs who could run the furthest, you'd watch it?
They tried that. It's horrible.
That's what I was about to say. They do that already. They
just
do it earlier in the day.
In basketball, the Friday, if you don't want to watch Friday, it's going to be the celebrities. Usually it's like rising stars celebrities. The Saturday, is a dunk contest. It's always crazy dunk contest. And Sunday, it's All-Star game.
D, I'm not saying that this is the best All-Star weekend.
Matter of fact,
weekend day
of all time. But one of your arguments
You didn't watch it. You didn't watch it.
I watched some of it. It was horrible.
I'm trying to tell you why you should have watched it and why it was still a good one day.
Man. I don't know.
I'm not saying that going forward that you need this type of format. Sunday, that's not what I'm saying. I like the weekend. I like the whole thing.
Well,
but I'm saying between not having it and then having it for 1 day, I'd rather have it for 1 day. And I think the NBA, Adam Silver did a good job.
It was horrible, man.
I
feel like it was forced.
Which part? The 3-point
whole
contest?
Thing.
The slam dunk?
The whole thing.
The slam dunk was only 3 guys and it was 3
forced.
rounds. By the way, speaking of the slam dunk, the format, which I don't know if they're going to continue. I don't know if you watched it last year with the whole the Wade not giving Aaron Gordon the win on that dunk. The format now is that you put up the name of who you think wins. The third round, you don't put the 9 or you give them a 10. You put up the name of who you think won the dunk. Just throwing it out there.
Horrible.
Anthony,
but anyway, we agreed to disagree. I know it was horrible this year. I couldn't watch it. Anyway, and then not in your mind, you think LeBron's still in the MVP race.
LeBron is still in the MVP race. I know
he's
right
leading.
now.
You think he's leading.
His stats doesn't measure up to what Giannis' stats was last year as far as like points.
Giannis not even in MVP. I'm talking about this year.
I'm talking about last year because I'm saying Giannis won last year. LeBron, I know it's a bubble and all that, and I understand. But I'm saying the fact that like right now LeBron don't got that type of he doesn't have Robin right now. He doesn't have Anthony Davis.
Oh, gosh.
So you kind of give LeBron a little bit of a pass. At the end of the year, we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna tell you LeBron is a win. Who's MVP?
Joel Embiid right
Joel
now.
Embiid?
Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid.
Okay.
Joel Embiid.
Joel
Embiid.
Joel
Embiid.
So, do you think, and this is how I can judge whether you're being genuine and serious, do you think the 76ers are going to go to the finals? If he is MVP, the most valuable player, is he going to take this? I'm not, and I know how you feel about Doc. I know how you feel. But is Joel
they will go to the Eastern Conference Final.
And they're going to lose to Brooklyn.
They will lose to Brooklyn.
Okay.
That's a big, hard task. Matter of fact, if Kevin Durant was healthy and not injured, he probably would be somewhat in the running for MVP, but it's not. James Harden stepped up, and now he's in the running. Fifth, he's not going to be MVP. But fifth in MVP. But Joel Embiid is having a phenomenal year. Joel Embiid, Blake is not a superstar no more. Joel Embiid have a phenomenal year. He's doing phenomenal things. He's going crazy right now. And at the same time, he's probably top 5 in defense as well. So he has defense and offense. Same recipe that Giannis had last year. So the biggest difference is Joel Embiid is probably not going to win Defensive Player of the Year because he got his guy Ben Simmons, who actually most likely is the second best defensive player right now in the NBA right now.
Houston wanted Simmons as part of a trade with Philly, and at whatever reason, at the last minute, they didn't pull the trigger?
Because it's Simmons.
That's what I'm
Simmons
saying.
younger.
But I'm saying Houston, they wanted Simmons.
Houston wanted Simmons, but they wanted Simmons, but that don't make no sense to have Simmons.
But I'm saying they didn't pull the trigger. So I'm saying the whole thing with Simmons, I like Joel Embiid. He's great. I don't know. I don't necessarily feel like
Simmons is a defensive threat. He still can't shoot for shit, but he's a defensive threat.
Yeah.
But Joel Embiid is the MVP right now.
So
LeBron James lost his steam for those losing streak that he was having the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
And you can't be an MVP talking about, hey, I need help with AD. So you're telling me you only MVP when AD's around?
No, that's not it. I got another point to ask you on this, right? So you're telling me it's going to be Philly and it's going to be Brooklyn Eastern Conference Championship. The MVP will not make it to the finals, right? That's what you're telling me.
That doesn't mean nothing. Yeah,
that's all. That's all I'm asking.
When the last time an MVP make it to the finals?
I know Giannis didn't make it. I understand.
Even LeBron did. When the last time they make it to the finals?
It's funny. They've been kind of like dodging LeBron to kind of.
He never won an MVP at the time when he won the MVP. When he was in Lakers, he didn't win the MVP that time. Mm-hmm. When he was in Cavaliers, I believe Steph Curry won the MVP that year. He didn't win the MVP in the last 5-6 years. It haven't been an MVP that went to the finals.
So now let's go back to the Western Conference, right? So is LeBron going to make it to the finals, or you think this new like Utah Jazz type of lineup?
I don't think Utah Jazz too young to make it to the finals. Yeah. I still think Lakers have a better shot to make it to the finals. It's going to be Lakers, and if Clippers don't make a move, they might not go either, but I have a feeling they're going to make a move, and they will go to the finals.
So if LeBron brings his team to the finals, you still don't put him as the MVP caliber above Joel?
Because I have a feeling they won't make it to the finals. That's the thing.
And who's gonna?
I still think in my mind, Clippers is going to make it to the finals.
Not the Jazz, not the Nuggets,
not the Nuggets. The Nuggets not even in the playoffs at the moment. What are you talking about?
How about shout out to the Spurs? The Spurs are like number 5, I think, right now. It's just like the Knicks.
First of all, the Spurs not number 5.
6.
Watch some NBA for a while.
5 or 6 in the standings.
Yeah, no, you're probably 6, but they're not number 5.
Oh, because I missed it by 1.
Yeah, you missed it by a lot. They're not in the finals.
I missed it by a lot between 5 and 6.
Yeah, because
look it up. You tell me.
So you're see. Hey, listen. When the last time you watched basketball?
I just told you I watched the All-Star game, and then I watched.
So you tell me watching the All-Star game is your way of saying you watch live basketball. You're killing me here, Smalls. You're killing me.
Killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me right now. So let's see. First of all, the standings.
What's the Spurs?
Standing goes as follows: Utah, Phoenix, LA Lakers, LA Clippers, Portland, Denver. Spurs is number 7, and Dallas is number 8.
Oh, wow, because I missed it by like 2 spots.
It's 2 spots. If they lose one more game, they most likely going to be number 10. Mm-hmm. So, hey.
2 spots, buddy.
Yeah, but Spurs, don't tell me about Spurs. Spurs is in the cusp of not making the playoffs. They're in the playoffs right now, though.
But my point was that between them and the Knicks, I didn't expect them to be in the playoff.
Matter of fact, you got to shout out to Chris Paul, because Chris Paul is making those Phoenix teams look like...
You shout out to DeAndre Ayton, and you shout out to Devin Booker.
No, it's Chris Paul. Chris Paul is the one that got him to this hump.
Absolutely.
Not Ayton, not Booker. Booker was injured for a week. It was Chris Paul.
I agree.
That's why he's in the MVP race, too.
I agree.
He's number 5 right now, so don't tell me he's not.
Yeah, you actually might be right about that, because I'm just thinking for a second. This is what DeAndre Ayton's second year.
Yeah, Booker's still great. I'm not gonna say he's not great.
But the thing about it is that, like, if you look at the way the bubble ended last year, it was Portland that took the last spot, I believe, right? It was Phoenix that made that. No, I think it was Memphis, right? It was Portland was 8, Memphis was 9, and Phoenix was 10. The Phoenix made that run, but Phoenix didn't make it long enough to eventually become in the playoff. So they kind of carried that over. Obviously, Chris Paul made a difference. His leadership, the ability to be a true point guard, as some say, he's one of the.
I wish
best
that
since,
Clippers should have really went after Chris Paul. I don't know what's going on with Clippers. You know what I think? They pay too much for Paul George, and they're biting their.
They gave everything away. They gave what was it, like 6, 7 picks,
and you don't even know if Kawhi's going to come back next year.
Why wouldn't he? Him and Paul George are still cool. I think
it's not even cool. It's just they don't have pieces.
Where would he go?
He's asking them for a point guard. They can't get a point guard. Mm-hmm. Patrick Beverley, I'm sorry. 3 years ago, I would have been like, oh, Patrick Beverley's a great defense player, but this guy fouls too much. He fouls so much.
He's always done that, so it's not something new. Maybe
he fouls too much.
He's a little bit slower.
Now,
can't catch
Lou
up.
Williams, I don't know what's going on with Lou Williams. Mm-hmm. Paul George still to this day. Even Kawhi. I feel like sometimes he can't hit the clutch shot. Mm-hmm. Although he obviously had that clutch shot with Toronto with some couple of bounces, but he can't hit the clutch shot, so he needs a little bit more. It's going to be tough. Even though They come. Sometimes they're number 2. Sometimes they're number 3, number 4. They kind of go all over the place. Right now, if you look at 2, 3, and 4, they basically virtually have the same record.
I mean, we're having Tyronn Lue versus Doc. I don't really see a big difference.
I don't see a big difference. They need a point guard, a good veteran point guard, and they might need a big guy. Even Andre Drummond is available. They should go after Andre Drummond and get a point guard. Victor Oladipo, it might be available.
Yeah, that's right. He was part of the trade. Is he with Houston now? Yeah, because Houston is,
he turned down a 2-year contract. They might be wanting to trade him. They need a hit in the trading market because it's not going to happen this year if they don't do it. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard cannot do it without a point guard.
I mean, right now, Houston reportedly that they have they're going to do a fire sale. They're going to essentially get rid of any major big time contracts, start from scratch. Built through the draft. They got enough pick from from Brooklyn. New Jersey Nets, Brooklyn, way back. So they have enough pick from Brooklyn to eventually become the type of team that can eventually compete. So if I was the Clippers, I would look at some of the plays. I think they have Kevin Porter Jr. from USC. He really, late pick.
If I was
a good player,
I would look the Clippers. I will get rid of Lou Williams, Patrick Beverly, and even get rid of Zubac to try to get Kyle Lowry. Kyle
Lowry from Toronto?
He's on a trading block too. He just costs too much money.
Yeah, 36, 37 million.
If they can't get him, they have to go after Lonzo Ball. If they can't get Lonzo Ball, they need a point guard.
I like Lonzo Ball, but the thing with Lonzo Ball is that
he can't shoot.
He can't shoot. Yeah,
he can't shoot. It's just they need some type of point guard, some type of point guard. But Kyle Lowry would be perfect.
I like Kyle Lowry. He has that leadership mentality.
Defense.
Obviously, former champion.
Feisty.
Absolutely. I could see that. I don't see that in Lonzo Ball. Even though Lonzo Ball is much younger. Youth is also important in the NBA.
Drummonds would have been decent. And you got to keep in mind, I like the Blake Griffin going to Brooklyn Nets, but I just don't think that he's the superstar Blake Griffin. He's a supporting
I think
cast.
they just did that just to kind of merge him back with DeAndre Jordan. Kind of like
they need some type of size. He's still big as hell. But not big like tall, but big like shoulder broad. But it's just
as a forward, powerful.
Yeah,
because right now, he isn't playing the same position as KD, right? The power forward position.
Is KD a strong?
He doesn't play the center.
Straight forward.
He doesn't play the 3. He plays a 4.
Yeah, strong 4.
Yeah, so same thing with Blake.
Forward.
Blake can play the center, but he's also 6'10".
Yeah, but they're going to try to do small ball.
With the Clippers, DeAndre Jordan was the one that was playing the 5, even though they're both similar
They're going to
height.
try to do small ball. It's all about small ball.
But I'm saying, I don't see why Blake Griffin was the key player that Brooklyn
I don't
wanted.
think it's the key player. They just need bodies. And keep in mind,
because Durant's out.
Yes, and at the same time, Brooklyn's going to try to outscore you. They're not going to try to play out defense.
They're not gonna,
even though at times they look like they play good defense, but I still think because let's be honest, when playoff comes, James Harden's not going to get to do the same thing because James Harden been doing this every single year, and guess what? In playoffs, he falters. He does this every time.
I got it. We just talked about Houston, all that. I got it. John Wall. We just talked about Houston is looking to eventually get rid of big-time contracts.
Too much money.
There's Eric Gordon. There's John Wall. There's
too much money.
These guys. They can't get rid of both of them in any type of trade.
John Wall is too much money.
What is he, like about $40 million a year? Something crazy like that?
No one could get him. He's going to have to go to freaking.
You know how long his contract is? How many years left?
Like 2-3 years.
2-3 years. Damn.
Even Victor Oladipo, he has 2 years left.
That would make sense.
It's John Wall, Victor. Those contracts cost so much money.
Yeah,
it's tough. Even Kyle Lowry is tough. It's $30 million.
Yeah, but his is like about $5-6 million less than John Wall.
Yeah,
you might almost say I'd rather have that $5-6 million more for John Wall than Kyle Lowry.
Someone has to get a team has to buy out something, and then they have to buy him on the veteran or the $5 million contract, just like Blake Griffin. But John Wall, Victor Oladipo, Kyle Lowry, they're still superstars in their mind. John Wall, I don't think he's a superstar, but I don't think he should get paid like that anymore. Even Clippers was trying to go after Bradley Beal.
You know him and Chris Paul, they have the same contract.
Yeah, but Chris Paul is valuable.
Yeah, his leadership is valuable. Yeah,
Chris Paul, say what you want about Chris Paul. He actually played his contract out.
I would agree at this point. Not in OKC, but in Phoenix.
OKC, he did, because that team went to the playoffs. It was horrible.
They did.
But they went to the playoffs.
But that was as far as they were going to go.
Yeah, exactly. But in the same time as well, I wish Chris Paul would get a championship. He needs to. And you know the funny thing about Chris Paul? If he would have went to LA Clippers, instead of Phoenix, I still think he would have got a
He
championship.
was with the Clippers already. What do you mean, going
Yeah,
back?
go back.
Go back?
He would have got a championship this year. The reason why the problem with Chris Paul in the playoffs, he gets injured in the wrong time. 3 times Chris Paul could have went to the championship to go to the championship. Injured.
Yeah.
Hamstring with Houston. What was it with Clippers? Hamstring again. Blew a 3-1 lead with Doc.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
remember they was up 3-1 with what? Oh, Golden State? That should have been ooh.
That's right.
That would have been a crazy little
because
change.
I remember you had the Curry family supporting with the other Curry and Seth.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
That was Chris Paul. I want him. He's one of my favorite players.
I love Chris Paul. Oh, yeah. Coming out of Wake Forest, right? Yeah,
Chris
absolutely.
Paul, Kawhi Leonard has always been my favorite player in the NBA at this point. In the last 8 years, been Chris Paul and Kawhi
I like Chris
Leonard.
Paul. I was a big fan of him coming out to, what was it? Was it New Orleans Pelicans at the time?
New Orleans Pelicans, and then obviously he went to it was New Orleans Pelicans, and he went to Lob City after they blocked the Lakers deal, which would have got him a championship, which is messed up.
That's a good one. But I mean, it was legit though. Was it part of a Kobe trade?
It wasn't a Kobe trade. It was just
Kobe
straight out
getting Chris Paul.
They said it was gonna make too much of a big.
Which was right because
But-
David Stern, the type of the type of commissioner David Stern was, he was very player friendly.
But the thing is,
it was really lopsided.
but-
Lakers was getting all these dudes.
But at the end of the day, the worst part is I get it, David Stern, who's the type of person, but then Kevin Durant went to Golden State. That was just a slap. If I was Chris Paul, that would have been a slap in the face.
Yeah, but that was a free agent signing though. That wasn't a trade.
That was oh my god!
You weren't giving up to get
Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant at the same team would have won multiple championships.
If I rolled up to you and I said, "Yo, I'm gonna give you like this," I'm talking about like in high school, because you know how sometimes you trade with kids. If I roll up to you and I say, "I'm gonna give you a bag of Doritos, I'm gonna give you this Reese's peanut butter cup and this Reese's for your Slim Jim," you're like, "What? The hell, nah."
But imagine that Chris Paul would have got his championship and he'd been rolling.
He would have been good. Yeah, exactly. He would have been good.
Yeah, but Chris Paul started doing like these crazy. He should have never went to OKC. Philadelphia, Phoenix. I don't know. He's not gonna get his
All
championship.
right, right here, D. Right, this is early enough. Right here, your predictions for the finals, right? Because the reason I'm bringing it up like this, because like it's not automatic that it's the Lakers, right? You talk about Chris Paul and Phoenix. Phoenix look good with Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, big dude. They look good. Right? The Clippers still have a good
decent.
team.
It's you know the wrong with the Clippers is a hit or miss. They're a 5-game winning streak one time, and then they'll lose 3. And then it's back and forth.
The thing about it, if they can get 5, then that means they win a round.
Yeah, but
all you need is 4.
The problem is they can also be up 3-1 and then lose 1 and lose 3.
Well, they have to win the right 4.
Yeah, that's the problem. So I still think it will be Clippers and Brooklyn. But
in the finals.
But don't be surprised.
Not Utah, because Utah number 1.
Too early. Too young, too early. I don't think that it's Utah, and I don't think it's Phoenix. Even though they're playing great. But I have a feeling they will have
they're young.
They have a snag in a row because they didn't beat Clippers yet. They beat them once but they didn't have PG at the time.
That's a hungry team, young and hungry.
I have a feeling that Utah will lose to somebody that you unexpectedly. It might lose to Dallas. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose to Dallas in the playoffs.
You see Utah as being the Denver Nuggets of 2021?
You'd be surprised.
Where it's essentially you looked at them after they beat the Clippers, you're like, they look too good to get beat, and then they lose to the Lakers.
Yeah, they're gonna. I think they might lose in the second round. I don't know about the first. If they play Dallas, they will win. Then the problem they're gonna have.
Dallas is so like drop.
Problem they're gonna have. I think is all about records. So I think it's gonna be if Utah number 1, Clippers and Lakers gonna be 2 and 3.
That's right.
Then it might be Phoenix. Phoenix versus Utah. That might be a problem. Utah.
That might be a problem for Utah. I can kind of almost go
now.
there.
Utah, if Clippers slip down to the 4, that may be a problem for Utah.
Well, right now, if they're slipping down to the 4, you're giving the home field a home court, and you probably would assume there's going to be fans at that point.
But so Utah versus Clippers is tough. Utah versus Phoenix is tough. But Utah versus Laker will be a win.
But who's having who has the highest seed, Utah or
Utah
Lakers.
will stay at home. I think stay Utah. But the problem
because Utah, believe it or not, and obviously we're going way back, but Utah, their fan base, they have nothing but basketball.
Yep.
No football. Obviously, there's Utah Utes in college football.
But the thing is, the only common denominator that might be an issue for a lot of people is that good old AD. If he's back healthy, chilling, relaxed, and if he's back to old AD, because in the beginning of the year, he wasn't really AD. But he's back to old AD, it's Lakers versus
then why
Brooklyn.
are you telling me that it's not going to be Lakers?
Because I have a feeling that AD will be injured for a while, and he's not going to go back. It's going to be Clippers.
Prone all of a sudden?
He's been injury prone. Last year, you know the funny thing about last year? That's the only year I ever seen him really play a full season.
That's true. When he was with the Pelicans, it was like I think out of 7 years,
he's injury prone.
I think it was the year with the DeMarcus Cousins.
Yep.
By the way, DeMarcus Cousins is a free agent too. By the way,
yeah, but nobody wanted.
Yeah,
He's not. DeMarcus Cousins is not.
He's $1 million though. That's
yeah, but he's not. He's not that guy.
That's true. But anyway, so that was the only time I think I remember the Pelicans actually being a contender. You know what I mean? Legit. And then other than that, other years he's been hurt.
A lot of people need to start realizing the guy is injury prone. And I get it that a lot of people that last year was a phenomenal year. He got a championship. And you know the good thing about I'm starting to love these NBA finals because the last 3 years or 4 years NBA finals was a good one. Because think about it. What was it? Last year was Lakers.
Yep.
The year after that was Toronto. That was a crazy one.
Yeah. Toronto, Golden State.
Then the year after that, what was it? Golden State.
For Golden State,
it was Golden State for 2 years straight.
Was it Clippers? Was it? I mean,
Golden State Cavaliers. Those are that. And even like 5 years when LeBron came back and won. Those is good. Those are good championships.
Good, yeah.
So I'm starting to like the championships of NBA the last 5 years. I wouldn't say that for football because I didn't. Obviously, you have the Kansas City. The 2 years
against the Kansas City San Fran, that was a really good.
That was a really good one, but the one
that was an up and down because you had San Fran taking the lead.
Yes,
Kansas
that was
City
good. Last year, even the one before,
the year before that was Patriots. It was Patriots.
That was a boring football, for my opinion. It was a defensive affair.
It
was a boring
Patriots
football.
Won by
by a touchdown.
10
it
points.
Was horrible.
Like
it was horrible.
Well, 2 years horrible when it was more defensive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Then the year before that was Philadelphia and winning that. So it was all right.
All good. What do you mean?
It was back and forth. It was hit or miss. And
before there was Atlanta. That was a good comeback to the overtime. Atlanta,
I get
coming back.
I get a lot of people like the Patriots, but a lot of people don't want.
I'm not a Patriots fan.
People don't want to see
that comeback was a.
That was the first comeback was like 6 years ago or 5 years ago.
It was the year before.
But nobody really cared about that Rams versus Patriots. That was a whack one.
Nobody cares about.
Well,
even this one, it's funny because it's LA too.
Yeah, even this one, everybody wanted. It was a good one, but it was just a landslide. Really, if you'll really look at it. It was a landslide. Everybody, it's almost like you kind of figured was going to win. Patrick Mahomes was injured. And I had a feeling it was going to be a loss.
It reminds me like when I was watching the Olympics a couple of years ago, and then Usain Bolt was like in the race, and then I think it was like the 400 meters. I think it was 400 meters. The dude like got in. You watched the Olympics a couple of years ago, right? Was it Beijing?
I don't
know. No, it was Brazil. It was Brazil.
Yeah.
It was Brazil. It was in Rio. Was it Rio de Janeiro?
Don't care.
Either way. But I'm saying, like, he's like kind of like,
yeah, because everybody he's like Beijing. Like, what is that Beijing?
It was Brazil. I remember they had the dirty water.
Yeah. Yo, where you get these things, bro?
I'm doing your analogy.
Yeah.
I'm doing your analogy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we first of all, a lot of people forget.
And plus, Usain Bolt is like probably the most highest regarded Jamaican since obviously Bob Marley.
Sure, I get it. Right then. But like, yo, what are you doing?
That was a great comparison.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
So the reason why I thought that Tampa Bay was going to win because first of all, Patrick Mahomes' whole O-line was freaking injured.
Horrible. Eric Fisher, horrible.
And then,
Stewart or whatever his name. Out. No, Fisher was out.
Even like Patrick Mahomes had a foot injury, like a toe injury.
Yeah, that's true.
Which was all right. And then it's a home field advantage in Tampa.
The other thing, too, they didn't have the same running back. Damian Williams was the one from the San Fran.
Yeah.
He was one
not
that
even
was
that. It's not even that. And it was a home field advantage. It's almost like it was dedicated for these. It's dedicated.
Yeah.
I understand that he worked hard to get there.
The only thing, the whole home field advantage, I'll say the same thing to you as I said to like my boy's nephew, is that, hey, it's 3 points. Home field advantage, the way that like Vegas Park is 3 points.
I get it.
They lost by a lot. I'm a Mahomes fan. They got beat. It's 3 points.
But how you got the number one defense against like the freaking third string?
That's true. Hey, remember they had Tyrann Mathieu. He's actually a really good defensive player. He's a really good safety.
I get it. Kansas City
They should not have lost by as much as they lost by.
The Kansas City defense is a pesky defense. It wasn't a great defense.
That's right. That's right.
Pesky defense.
It's like they'll catch you. It's like a mosquito. It'll catch you.
They'll catch you. If it was like the Miami defense or if it was like the freaking Rams, that's when I'd be like, okay, yeah, they should at least score that much. Yeah. But you know that was going to happen. You knew Patrick Mahomes was basically doing everything he could. He was running like he was like
he was running for his life. Yeah. Some people say that is the accident. Did you hear about that car accident?
Even the accident was like a detriment to Andy Reid. Andy Reid probably wasn't even thinking right because his home.
People say that because of the accident. The kid is
so the son is son was but Andy Reid's probably and his play calling was horrible. Yeah. Like it was just we already knew that was gonna happen.
Is it his play call or is it Eric Bieniemy?
But Andy Reid is still the head coach.
Yeah, that's true.
He would have said, "Hey, Patrick Mahomes, listen, we gotta get this running game back up."
All right, so of the last 5 years, that was probably the worst Super Bowl competition.
The Rams versus Patriots was the worst.
Yeah,
one.
But it was less points though.
But it was boring. It was really boring. Jared Goff should have never been there. Jared Goff really should never been in the Super Bowl.
Well, he's not there no more. Now he's with Detroit.
Yeah, he know he shouldn't be in the Super Bowl. Yeah. That one good year that he got a big contract. It's horrible.
It's funny. He's not there no more. Todd Gurley's not there no more.
Todd Gurley's good. I just don't. He gets injured. He's an injury guy.
There's the tight end. I forgot. He's not there no more.
I don't know, but Jared Goff never should have been in the Pro Bowl, the Super Bowl, anything, any bowl that Jared Goff is in. I'll never watch it. Jared Goff is horrible. I don't know why he was in. And look at even Matt Ryan. I feel bad for he got that MVP and now he's horrible.
Yeah. But Matt Ryan's defense is that he's 14 years now, 13 years.
They was up 24-14.
I'm just saying,
they had a minute left.
He's ready to
go. Julio Jones had a remarkable catch. All they had to do is kick a field goal.
That's right.
Delay of game or offside. It was one of those little calls. All you had to do is kick a flipping field goal.
It's a defense that actually.
I'm not gonna
choked.
I'm not gonna say nothing. The whole Atlanta Falcons choke. They should be ashamed of themselves.
It's ironic though that the offensive coordinator is Shanahan's. Shanahan's the one that
he choked on in San Fran
too. Exactly.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, he said he gonna be named Choke Shanahan. I know his father. Yeah. His father didn't choke.
Mike.
Yeah, father didn't choke. He won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah,
so
he did. Didn't he choke?
He probably did choke.
Before Dan Reeves. Was it Dan Reeves that lost like in the 80s, like back to back? I think it was like 89, 90.
Who was Broncos head coach when they lost?
Dan Reeves.
Was it Dan Reeves?
Dan Reeves, yeah. Because Dan Reeves was the one that drafted Michael Vick because it was Chris Chandler.
No, I'm talking about for Broncos.
89, 90 was Dan Reeves.
They was in Broncos?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I'm saying I don't know if Mike Shanahan was there also. Like I don't know if he was like offensive coordinator, became head coach because after I believe after 89 and 90, I mean you can look it up, but I believe 89, 90 it was Dan Reeves, he was the coach, and I believe after that either he was pushed out or he was let go because of the loss, right? And then I think that's when Mike Shanahan took over. And then they end up winning with Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis. I used to like Terrell Davis.
McCaffrey's Christian McCaffrey's dad.
Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp was there too.
McCaffrey, Rod Smith. That's
McCaffrey. Remember McCaffrey, punk ass?
Ed?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he was nice. Punk ass came out with like 3 or 4 boys that played. I think one was a QB.
I think there's only one. It was only Packers. One good one. There's only one good one.
Yeah, one of them was in the XFL.
Yeah, XFL is not a league that people care about.
Like,
I know you love the XFL because of Rock. But XFL is not a league that people care about.
I'm saying, when there's
you love the
football,
XFL, B.
When there's extra football, you gotta like
No, you don't.
So right now we're talking about the NBA All Stars. If there was XFL, we would be talking about that.
I wouldn't be talking about XFL.
Yeah, we would.
Every time you talk about XFL,
what would you be talking about? The PGA?
I would never talk about XFL.
Tiger Woods. You would talk about Tiger Woods is healthy again?
Do you know every time you talk about the XFL, I ignore you?
Really?
Yeah.
So what are you thinking about? The PGA?
I'd rather talk about Tiger Woods and his accident than the freaking XFL. Like Who talks about the XFL?
It's a football. It's football. You love football? I love football.
No, I love football, but I don't like the XFL.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. You just don't want to say it.
No, I can say it right now. I don't like the XFL.
Yeah, Rock, you need to send us some merch. You know what I mean? Let's see if D will wear it.
Rock's too busy trying to go to be a president.
Nah, he's too busy trying to do that show that he has, the Young Rock.
Well, that's about it for today, fellas. So, as I said before, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go on our Instagram, Facebook, like this picture. Hey, do some comments on there as well. We'll see you later. Catch you on the next time. Peace.
Later.
Later.